Hello, this is my ice cream plunger. I'm going to go through the steps of building my prototype with you, and I hope you like it. Right, the first thing I need to do is show you the plunger. That's the part that's going to be cutting into the ice cream, down like that. So I've made some 3D printed parts which are going to clamp the plunger in place. Like that. On my final build, that will probably be a lot more rigid and stable, and more likely than not made out of metal. This is just to make it all work. Right, so those are the clamps for the plunger, and they will be attached to the upright part here with the lever arms. Inside my plunger I will have if I can just get it to fit, a piston that will be used to eject the ice cream after it's been pushed into the plunger. I made it semicircular here just to give it a bit of shape, and I'll see how that works. And there's a little knob that goes on the top there. I'll glue that in place. So that is to push the ice cream out afterwards. Okay. Next stage is to put these support arms on the side here and screw them into place. A couple of screws. Yeah. On this side, some washers on there to clamp it nicely. I have pre-drilled these holes. Line up nicely. Yeah, that's just a little bit too tight. In fact, probably easier to just slacken it off by hand. This should work. Right, that'll move up and down nicely. Right. And then on the top we'll have these big arms, which will be our main lever to plunge down. Same thing on this side. Whoops. Then we have our lever. You can see how it works. Plunging down. Let's get some of these bits out of the way. I've got some blocks here. This block I'm going to put in there just to give that arm a little bit of stability. I need to drill some holes. Yep. I'll just have a drill in place. Move it across so you can see a little bit better. Screw in there. Spin it around and do the other side. Same here. Right. That completes my prototype. Okay, we're going to test the plunger to see if it'll be able to exert 40 kilograms of force down to be able to plunge into the hard ice cream. So to do that, I'm going to first put a cutting board down here to distribute the weight and give me enough space, or at least enough size, to put a bathroom scale down. So as you can see, the bathroom scale doesn't fit too well. So if I put my cutting board down, it will spread the weight. Right, the next thing I'm going to use, I'm just going to put this battery here as a block to represent the ice cream, so I can check that the force is enough. Right, so we've zeroed it with the battery in place. Now, if I plunge onto this, right, this is going to be my weak point. 35, 36, 38, 39, 40 kilograms with ease. That's quite amazing. I did support the top of this column a little bit because I think that's where my weak point is going to be. Put this down here. I think that's going to be my weak point, so on my final build I'm going to make sure that this connection is quite strong. We've worked out that it can take 40 kilograms of force down here, and it's relatively easy to apply that force using this lever. So your mechanical advantage of 5-to-1 is really good. We could probably shorten this by another 100 millimeters and change the mechanical advantage to 4-to-1, and it would still be good enough. So I'm considering doing that on the final build and making this arm slightly shorter, and then effectively you would be putting the force down from there, and you would probably be able to achieve the same effect. So I'm going to look at that. But as far as a working prototype is concerned, I'm very happy with this. It's exactly what I had in mind, and I think it's going to work fine. So the only thing I might change is in the final build, put a spring over here to help just keep that in an upright position and out of the way. Yeah, I'm tempted to try this with real ice cream. In fact, I think I might do that. Let me go and find some. Right, here's the real deal. So let's see how this goes. Let's put some real ice cream in place. This is straight out of the freezer. Find a piece that we haven't used yet. Right, I'm going to stand up for this so I can just hold this in place. Wow, that's working beautifully, and my plunger's moving up to the top quite nicely. Now, the proof, they say, oops, look at that, that's something I didn't think of. So we now have to hold this down, and that needs to be clamped in place. Right, so we've got some work to do there. Our plug, the ice cream came out successfully, and there we go, plunge it out. I should make the plunger a little bit longer. I think I'm going to do another one, just for fun. Beautifully. Now the trick is to pull this out. There's our plug of ice cream. Put a bowl in place. And there it is. Ha! Right. A few things to learn from that. Well, I learned a few things from that. The first is that this bracket needs to be attached to the plunger better, because the plunger separates itself when you pull it up, because that's quite tight in the ice cream. So I'll have to see to that on the final build. And the bottom of the plunger, although it's flush on the edges, needs to come down a little bit more. This was a tasty idea. The mechanical advantage, I think we can make this a little bit shorter. It'll still work fine. But all in all, I think it's a success. I think I'm very happy to go ahead.